Once again, we trudge through wintry conditions for what should be a nifty edition of high school girls basketball. It's the annual clash of Titans in Section 6-3A, perhaps the toughest section in the class altogether. The Orono Spartans at 5-2 host the Delano Tigers at 6-3. Both have statement wins on the resume, and whoever comes out on top in this game will have favorable positioning for section seeding come February. Greetings, everyone. I'm Mike Beaton, all by myself, talking to myself. That's Chaos Theory. Delano had been building up to their biggest moment of the year when they defeated the Marshall Tigers 2 days ago. It came at a cost, however, as Cassie Wegman went down with an apparent knee injury. Her status remains unknown until they can get an MRI done. But Delano, a deep squad, and young women like Addie Iverson stepped up, notching her first double-double of the season in that victory over Marshall. Delano, in prior games, had played close with Hill Murray and Benilde St. Margaret's, but just came a few points short. Scott Ansel, the head coach, said this time around, Delano took a hit and kept on trucking compared to the earlier games. Marshall tied it up late. Delano answered with a 10-0 run and held off the Marshall Tigers to score victory over the number 2 team in the state, which will shake up the Class 3A rankings and will make Section 6-3A a lot tougher to seed, at least for now. Their scoring leader is Abbie Pietila, who is off to Michigan Tech next season. Had a triple-double in a win over Brainerd. 13 points or more in every game, and she scored 33 against Hill Murray. So even though she's going Division II, Abbie Pietila not afraid to come up clutch against the big-time performers. Delano, with their depth, will need every last inch of it to take on an Orono squad who held off Wayzata in an epic thriller a few weeks ago right here at Orono, 81-80. Last week, they took a hit against Prior Lake. They didn't have Mya Moore available for the overtime session. They bounced back over Lakeville North, and Chris Bjerregaard, their head coach, said it's a reminder of making sure we all do the little things right, more so than doing them wrong, to avoid potential surprises. That being said, Prior Lake not a pushover, and Delano won't be either. Orono's other loss coming against Minnetonka, but they are poised for another deep run. Mya Moore, the leader, everyone has come to expect at Orono, already the all-time leading scorer, the only woman in Orono history with over 2,000 points. Already 2 30-point games to her credit, and she has scored 20 or more in every game this season. Simply put, she is an offensive maestro. Expect her to lead the way. Delano, if they can't contain her, will have to put pressure on Orono's other threats. And Orono not a one-trick pony, despite what the stats would lead you to believe. Allie Moore, a fine distributor. They have a 3-point perimeter option all around, and they have some interior presence as well from the likes of Evelyn Miller and company. Last year, Orono was a bit short-handed. Injuries derailed their efforts to win Section 6-3A. Who knows what will happen this time around, but a victory over Delano to go with the win over Wayzata would set them up nicely for their conference series against Benilde St. Margaret's at the start of the calendar year. We'll have the starting lineups when we come back. This is high school girls basketball. Twin Cities Sports Broadcasting and a whole lot more. That's what you get from TSB Television. We provide long-lasting digital coverage of your favorite athletes from the preps to the pros. Dazzling moves. Holloman, good if it goes. Yes! Game winners. James, she's in trouble. Finds James, toss shot, it goes in! And everything in between. Before we let you go, do you want to say hi to anybody?
Oh, I don't know. That put me on the spot there.
If you want to connect with our audience, visit us at patreon.com/TSB Television or sponsor our coverage through PayPal and Cash App. Thank you for watching.
Basketball fans, it's now time to bring the starting lineups for tonight's game. First, let's meet the visitors.
Welcome back to Orono High School, located just west of the Metro, a few miles from the 694-494 loop, and home to a lot of high-caliber athletes. Of course, some of you may recognize my voice as the broadcaster for Orono football home games, and once again want to acknowledge the 2025 state championship in Class 4A, hoisted by the Spartans. An epic victory in their semifinal. They won on a walk-off two-point conversion and then completed their mission the following week at US Bank Stadium. Orono girls basketball, they've won some state tournaments and section championships. They won it all back in 2017. Went through some rebuilding years, as a lot of high school teams do, but the Moore sisters have helped elevate this Orono program considerably over the last several years, to the point where they are now among the short list of contenders. A year ago, reached the section final, had swept the Old St. Margaret's, but a couple of injuries to key players, Abbie Moore, one of them, left them shorthanded. Zoe Johnston was the other, and they couldn't hang with Benilde St. Margaret's in that section final a year ago, but they did finish with 25 wins on the year. Expectations extremely high, as you might expect, and for Delano, 22 wins. They swept their half of the Wright County Conference. Everyone from last year's Delano team is back, although they are having to navigate some unusual terrain with the injury to Wegman 2 days ago against Marshall. Here are the starters. For Delano, it's Lexi Champeau, Callie Schultz, Addie Iverson, Abbie Pietila, the Michigan Tech commit, and Caitlin Nielsen. Orono will start. Mya Moore, the Creighton commit, Allie Moore, Marin Prenovo, Evelyn Miller, and Amelia Schwendeman. A lot of college caliber athletes, and Wegman going to Jamestown, so she will be playing college basketball in her future. Champeau will play volleyball at UW La Crosse, and Delano has a pretty sturdy volleyball program as well. We're underway at Orono as we tip things off. Delano wins the tip. Again, they have that big win over Marshall, and it's even more impressive, but some sloppy ball handling, hands control to the Spartans. There's Mya Moore, relentless, fearless, always on the attack. 20 or more in every game this season. She is off to a fast start here. A three-sport athlete, soccer, track, and basketball, likes traveling to new places, and she'll do plenty of that at Creighton next year. Also part of the North Tartan program. When you're an athlete, you get around. Delano used up the dribble, and those are the miscues you can ill afford. Those unforced errors against a team that likes to push the tempo. A run and gun offensive style, that's how Orono wants to beat you. And with Mya already having a few 30-point games to her credit, Orono can't hang on to it though. That tells you how prolific, how potent Orono can be. Both teams trade turnovers, just underway here. Coincidentally, this is my first ever visit to this gym. I've been here 5 years now for football, but always fun to see new sights like Mya Moore getting the steal and the layup falling down. My, oh, Mya. Quick 5 points for Mya Moore after an acrobatic layup. And Mya Moore bloodied up. Officials called timeout. Looks like Mya Moore took a hit to the noggin, more specifically the nose. So she'll have to get that addressed. They've got the Kleenex, the tissue already. You have to expect Mya Moore will be back before long. Addie Iverson can't get the post-up move. And this will be a test for Orono's depth already. 3 on the way. Bullseye. Prenovo. Abbie Moore with the dime. Again, Abbie leads the team in assists. Delano takes an early timeout. And in a way, this also buys Mya Moore some time. But an 8-0 start for the Orono Spartans with 16:35 left in the first. Aaron Prenovo scoring the three-pointer, and as we said in the open, Chris Bjorgaard highlighting the long ball range of the Spartans. That is one of their strengths, and he's hoping it will translate into more success compared to a year ago. Coming into this season, Bjorgaard 84 wins. They have not reached the state tournament since winning it all back in 2017. Being in the conference they are, of course, that ups the degree of difficulty. But how valuable is Mya Moore? A two-way player that can do it all. And if you look at her scoring numbers, as I did this morning, she certainly can. It's hard to replace that level. But Zoe Johnston taking her spot. It's an encouraging sign, though, when you can knock down a three-pointer on the first possession without your top player. And Mya has taken a couple of bruises already. Drive isn't there for Pietila. Dive for the ball. And winning the scrum is Schwendeman. High-low. Tipped. And off of Orono. That was Lexi Champeau who gives up a few inches on Evelyn Miller. Evelyn 6'1", Champeau 5'6". But height isn't everything, as most of you know by now. Champeau follows up with a score on the other end. She was one of the faces that can step up. She averages over 6 rebounds a game. Not what you would expect, but then again, I think of Ronnie Porter, the Como Park graduate who is playing her senior year at Wisconsin. Here's Champeau, steps into the 14-footer, knocks it down. Back-to-back scores for Champeau, and it's 8-4 after Delano got hit with that 8-0 blitz early. Mya Moore still working through all the tissues as they try to correct the bloody nose. Rebound, Johnston. But too far underneath. Pietila with the board. Pietila to Champeau. Fade away, short. Champeau was right there. That would have been a huge momentum bucket for Delano. Schwendeman off the screen. Kickball.
Checking in from the Spartans, number 24, Lila Rice.
Lila Rice will check in. She is another key bench presence for Orono. And Mya giving the thumbs up to Chris Bjorgaard. So we would expect her to come back in before long. But she'll have to deal with a plugged up nose. So didn't miss a whole lot of time. Probably gives her a chance to catch her breath. And Pietila will take some time to shoot some free throws. Pietila, one of 8 siblings in her family. A 3A All-State honoree last season. She's the leading scorer for Delano, averaging 20 a game. And I think some of my notes are registering among the Delano players. I think they're a little surprised to hear a broadcaster who studied up. Meanwhile, we have a foul on the Tigers. It's on Iverson with 14:34 left. In the first half, still a long way to go. Baseline drive, too strong for Rice. Pietila with another board. And again, Delano shorthanded for the time being. Cassie Wegman will find out on Monday how long her injury will persist in terms of recovering time. You'd hate to lose her, of course. She was a key component in the early part of the season, but you have to think a win over Marshall would jumpstart the confidence for the Tigers. Nielsen tried to score off the cut, a little too far underneath. We've seen that a lot, and an errant throw leads to a turnover. That's Abbie Moore. Mya comes over and says, no sweat, shake it off. Of course, Orono, no stranger to state tournaments overall. Mya and Abbie competing in a few state tournaments for soccer. They would love to get one for basketball. Here's a three for Delano. That's off the back iron. Johnston with the rebound. In transition, three ball, corner pocket. Marin Prenovo, her second triple. Delano. Champeau finds her target. Looking for the answer, they don't get it. That was Iverson. Abbie finds Prenovo once more. Now Mya. Tried to drive it in, couldn't do so. Spots Abbie for the three. Not the first time those two have hooked up. Of course, last year we were there for Orono's massive victory over Minnetonka. Champeau gets the bunny to drop. 14-7, still a long way to go. Champeau with 6, another 3, you bet! Zoe Johnston joins the three-point parade. As we were saying, Orono, they've got a good mix of interior and perimeter presence. And that can go a long way. Foul, free throws coming for Addie Iverson. Iverson. Her family calls her Mookie. I don't know the origin of that nickname, but there you go. Gets the front end to drop. Iverson averaging 18.6 points per game, 4.5 rebounds just about. Missed a couple of games due to a sprained ankle since her return. Has come up clutch. Like we said, first double-double of the season against Marshall. Prenovo can't hit the three. Mya's got it, pulls up from 16, halfway down, but not all the way. Last touch by Delano. Official initially signaled Delano ball, but corrected himself, and even I was going, wait a second. Prenovo finds Mya. Schwendeman from the key. Runs in for the layup. 5 different Orono players have scored. And they lead 19-8. Again, the winner of this game will likely get a leg up in Section 6-3A seeding. Delano lost to Benilde St. Margaret's. It was a close one, but to have a real shot at a 1 or a 2, they probably need this win against Orono. Of course, Orono and Benilde St. Margaret's will play each other twice. Mya Moore with the steal. Shovel pass to Prenovo. Mya, a do-everything kind of player. Not unlike her unofficial namesake. Champeau, tough drive, draws the foul on Bryn Liebfried. And Champeau giving Delano an anchor of sorts. She owns 3 dogs. And Scott Ansel calls her an explosive player with a good deal of energy. Averages 8.7 a game. But like we said before, it's the rebounding that really helps her stand out. 21-9. Orono faring better from the floor. Abbie Moore, the runner, fouled. She'll shoot 2. Abbie, the younger sister of Mya. Last time these two will play alongside each other in high school, of course. We'll see if Abbie follows Mya to Creighton or wherever she goes. And just like Mya, plays the same sports, soccer, basketball, and track. So they will be teammates one more time, although track doesn't have the same team dynamic. Abbie averaging just under 10 a game, but like we said, it's the distribution that makes her shine brilliantly. 6 assists per game. Split at the line, so it's 22-9. Orono over Delano. 3 on the way for the Tigers. Not there. Box out by Miller. Here comes Mya. Stroll to the bucket. A little too strong. Champeau comes up with it. Delano looking for the transition 3. Mya Moore gets back for the block. Mya Moore averaging over 27. But looking at the rest of her numbers, not a ton of rebounds per se, 3.7, but she averages close to 3 assists, 4.1 steals, got a big block there, lines up the corner 3, can't hit. But you see Mya's influence. It's not all about scoring. Orono tries to save it, and they do. Mya Moore with the dive. Abbie, ooh. Had that pass found Miller cleanly, that would have been a bucket. How about a 3? Mya is everywhere. Jump ball. Orono with the arrow. I don't know how many points Mya Moore will end up with tonight, but she's doing everything. .27 left in the first half, and Mya Moore already racking up the highlights. Keeping this possession alive. Dead ball rebound to Delano. Tigers, they need a spark. They need a source of ignition. Who will give it to them? Handoff, Champeau. Had that early start. Pietila has yet to hit a field goal. In fact, only Pietila, or I should say only Champeau, has scored a field goal so far for the Tigers. Schwendeman cut off and then throws it right to Iverson. This reminds me of a game I did last night, Eastridge and Forest Lake, where the Rangers had some trouble spreading the offense around. Dead ball rebound to the Spartans, 9:25 left in the first. Prenovo will check in for Johnston. Think about the key figures for Orono as Mya looking for that 3 ball. Still hasn't scored since her return from the bloody nose that she suffered early in the half. I think it occurred after she was falling down, scoring that wild Amaki layup. 5 on the shot clock. Schwendeman sees it. Orono running into a drought of sorts now. Delano coughs it up. Mya Moore leaps up for the takeaway. Finds Schwendeman alongside. Yes. 24-9. Orono came close to knocking off Minnetonka again. Backdoor, the flip, not there for Delano's Mallory Suska. Foul before the attack. Already the second on Suska. Mya follows her own miss. But still unable to drop in the bucket. Iverson. Used up the dribble, has to throw up a tough shot in the lane. Allie with the rock, backs off, behind the back shovel to Mya. Straightaway three is pure. And that could spell trouble for Delano if Mya Moore is shaking off that funk. 27-9. Nothing in the lane. Another jump ball. Delano with the arrow. That was Pietila. Delano just can't get anything going in the lane. You wonder how much Wakeman's presence would influence it, as the lane is crowded again. And Iverson, a little slow to get up. Looks to be okay. Shaking it off. Underneath, the reverse drops in for Suska. That ends the field goal drought, the scoring drought for Delano. Abbie Moore wants a three. No one covering Schwendeman. She'll get nothing out of that. Rebound tip to Prenovo. Oh, did Orono catch a break? And they'll cash in. Carly Roush cleans up the mess. Abbie Moore with the dime. Suska. That is CC Yannick. She gets fouled and will shoot two. No, I take that back. I was looking at the roster, didn't realize Caitlin Nielsen was fouled and she'll shoot two. Nielsen competes in cross country and basketball and told me an amusing story that I have never heard anyone else do before. Nielsen apparently once, I think during a cross-country training session, ran into a satellite dish. Volleyball and golf are her other sports. Okay, maybe I got the cross-country part mixed up. It's a split at the line, but we had that. Pietila once ran into a stop sign, supposedly. So Delano, they'll run through anything. I think that's why they're in the sport. 6 minutes to go in the first. Mya Moore taking a breather. Allie hands it off. Orono coughs it up as the shot clock is winding down. 5:54 to go. Delano looking for a run, and Champeau gets tripped up. Another jump ball. Orono with the arrow this time. Straightaway three. Bullseye. Renovo with her third triple. $11 points, and Orono up by 20, establishing themselves. Here's a three from the corner. Delano can't knock it down, but Champeau skies up for the rebound. Delano fakes. Lane is open. Claire too strong. Then a foul. It is astonishing what can happen from one game to the next. Orono last week defeated by Prior Lake in overtime. Delano gets a big win over Marshall. That will probably move Orono up the rankings, especially if Orono can knock off Delano in such fashion. Ball's kicked. Delano recovers. 15-footer from Champeau offline. Callie Schultz hustling, but nothing to show for it on the Tigers' end. Schwendeman, that's Prenovo, I should say. That's Evelyn Miller. Prenovo, another three. Yes! Prenovo averaging 8.4, already matching a season high. She could break it here on the steal. Can't get the finish. But Zoe Johnston is there to back her up. Timeout Delano, 4:08 left in the first. Orono leading 37-12 as they look just about flawless.
Mic'd Up Sports is TSB Television's talk show series. Available on all major podcast platforms, we offer sports figures, past and present, a place to convey stories and adventures on a deeper level than our traditional game coverage. Whether you're a superstar athlete or someone who works behind the scenes, we'd be honored to share your story. If you'd like to be a guest, contact us at The Mike Peden on all major social platforms.
Marion Prenovo, 14 points, 4 triples already. Orono as a team with 7. Delano has no three-pointers. And as we spoke of before, Champeau not getting much help. Even though she has a high caliber assortment of teammates, Delano just can't find the hole, can't put it in the net. Pass deflected by Prenovo. Orono and Delano, they typically schedule each other every year. And the schedule won't get much easier for the Tigers the rest of the way. They are taking part in a few of the breakdown events. Orono doing an excellent job sealing off the lane. Mya Moore called for a traveling violation, took a spill. Not sure if she drew contact or not, but that's not a turnover you'll falter for necessarily. But I'm looking at the Delano schedule. Stewartville awaits them at the Southern Hoops Fest. They have a game with Elk River. They could get through out of Section 8. They end the regular season with Two Rivers, and they'll take on Becker at the end of January. Champeau with a holy roller of a bucket. She's got 9, but like we said, Delano not getting much help outside of Champeau. Schwendeman stripped from behind. Delano with numbers. And Pietila finally records her first field goal. Approaching 3 minutes to go in the first. 37-16. Johnston. They swing it out. It's Schwendeman. Her three hits the front iron. A chance for a Delano, what Kevin Anderson calls a string theory. Instead, Prenovo strings a block. If you're not familiar with it, Kevin Anderson, who charts girls' games, has for a long time, talks about string theory, teams who can score on consecutive possessions. Champeau, swish. So Delano with 3 straight scores. That at least gives them something positive to build on. Here's Mya, behind the back dribble. She'll shoot 2. The craftiness, the cunning, the smooth handles makes Mya Moore doggone difficult to defend. She will go to Creighton next season. The only Orono girls player to pass 2,000 points. She's made a lot of history for this school, and any other year, maybe she'd be in the running for Miss Basketball. You have to think she would be at least in contention for a finalist honor. And Callie Schultz slithers her way into the lane. So Delano getting a little more success in the paint. We'll see what that does for them, though. They still have a long way to go. The skip. Abbie Moore cuts inside. In trouble. Finds help. Schwendeman past her defender, too strong. Abbie is there. Tries for the reach. Mya swoops in, but didn't quite have the positioning on the turnaround shot. Jump ball, Delano with the arrow. 1:46 left in the first. Of course, the biggest help for Delano right now. Other players starting to log a few buckets. Pietila and Schultz recording their first field goals a moment ago. And Iverson scores her first, cutting inside for the easy layup. Johnston outruns Champeau for the layup. A quick score for the Spartans. 41-22. Champeau, that's a carry. Yep, saw the high dribble, so did the official. Saw her reaching up a little more than you're supposed to. In other words, that's about how I would dribble. It happens to the best of us, seriously.
1 minute remaining in the first half. 1 minute.
Mya hands it off to Schwendeman. Now Abbie from the corner. Beats her coverage. Too strong on the reverse, and a foul on Johnston. Orono had one to give. So if there's a time to be taken for a foul, there are worse instances. Pietila. Over to Schultz. Callie. Can't get enough on it. Shot clock is off for Orono. Johnston in the corner. Orono moving the ball around, but I think they'll hold for the last shot. Yes, they will. Here's Abbie working off a Mya screen. Mya fires, can't connect. But Orono and that hot start of theirs molding a 41-22 lead over Delano in this key battle of Section 6 3A rivals. Delano, they've got some work to do, and Champeau's going to need some more help for Delano to make a run and pick up another signature win. We'll have first half stats and analysis when we return. This is high school girls basketball. Orono leads Delano by 19.
Women's basketball has been around a long time, and we've had so many opportunities, and now we're just continuing to get more.
Susan Shudley makes a great move. Pass to Linda Shudley.
It comes back to just feeling like you're part of a sorority of women. It's really fun to see. There's a lot of pride.
The 90s, late 90s, we was pumping out great women's basketball players. And still to this day, we're still there.
Second half underway here at Orono, where the Spartans lead the Tigers 41-22. Mike Beaton with you. It was a big first half for Orono and that high-octane offense. Mya Moore got a bloody nose, had to miss a couple of minutes to get it plugged up, but doesn't look any worse for wear. 10 points in the first half. Marin Prenovo, 14 to lead everybody. 4 triples. And Zoe Dunstan, 7 off the bench. Delano, Champeau with 11. The rest of the team also with 11. They did get a little bit of help, though, at the end of the first, once other players found their way to the bucket. Mya Moore trying to find her way to the bucket, can't quite do it. Rebound, Maya's got it. In a lot of traffic, she kicks out, 3 is long. Orono really working the boards. But Mya having one of her less than stellar performances so far. Foul is called on Schwendeman. That will be her first. And free throws coming.
Quarter fouls on 33 of the Miller, second first team foul in the second half.
I believe it's Iverson, yes.
My apologies, the foul was on 34 million. Schwendeman, return first, Evelyn Miller also has one.
Scott Antle expecting big things from her, thanks to her IQ and ability to attack. It's a split at the line for Iverson. Delano right at 50%. It's Allie, cut off down low, kicks out to Schwendeman for 3. And it doesn't seem to matter who is at the three-point line, but again, Orono with that long range, the deep ball, that's a friend of theirs. Coast-to-coast drive comes up short for Callie Schultz. Orono with numbers, it's Schwendeman. They've left a few of those buckets empty. Maybe a little more than you would like to see, but everyone's working on that consistency factor. Schultz kicks out. Iverson to Champeau. She was calling for it. Fires the long 2. Loose ball foul, and it's on Orono.
Quarter fouls on 33 Evelyn Miller, second team foul.
Delano trailed by as much as 25, 37-12. The runner, that's a tough one from Pietila. And again, Orono has a little more length on their side. Mya, coast to coast, and the finish. Mya, of course, was around a little before the other Mya Moore made a name for herself, as Delano scores on the high-low play. Annie Iverson, her first field goal of the second half. She's got 6. The question for Delano, do they have enough time? Allie throws up a tough shot, keeps it alive. Dead ball rebound to the Tigers. These two in separate conferences, but not far from each other. There is a rivalry factor of sorts between Delano and Orono. They're often in the same section in just about every sport. Pietila had the 5-second call on her. Tries to go past Moore. Mya skies up for the rejection. Bounce pass to Schwendeman. She goes baseline and collides. Draws the blocking foul.
Delano fouls on number 21, Annie Iverson, her second, first team foul.
Mya hands off. It's a give and go, and Mya swatted away. Big collision, but a big block for Delano, especially if they can turn this into a score. Delano looking for help. It's Champeau, short on the runner, but draws the late foul after Iverson was caught in a jam. Delano has never reached a state tournament in girls basketball, but they have fielded a few notable players, including she's still a graduate, Mya Barfneck, a volleyball and basketball athlete at Delano. Champeau, 11 points in the first half. Knocks down the free throws. That gives her 13. And again, with Wegman out for an undisclosed amount of time, folks like Champeau and Nielsen will be called upon. Mya maintains the dribble and will shoot 2. Mya Moore. Averaged 23.5 last year. Not sure if she will threaten the top of the state scoring race with Orline and Madden Greenway, but Mya Moore certainly will be up there. Orono playing for the steal. As Delano working the perimeter. 14 minutes to go, still lots of time, but Delano will need a run. And that won't help an errant throw. A long time ago, this program didn't have much in the way of history. They had one state tournament trip in 2001, Orono that is, and then a lot of lean years. Ellen Weesey came in, built up the program that culminated in a championship in 2017 when Levessa Glover Verhagen was at the helm. Now with Chris Bjergård undergoing a similar ascension that Weesey did all those years ago. We'll see if it translates to a state title run. There's a block that will stay with Orono, but that's Abbie Pietila, who gets in there with a slap. Orono gets free again. Lila Rice with her first bucket off the feed from Schwendeman. Champeau. Bounce pass to Pietila, the 3, short, and the save. Champeau lost the handle. And after all that, Orono will take over. Things got a little slippery.
He replaces Abbie Moore.
Prenovo to Mya Moore. Mya pulls up. Long rebound, Champeau. Extra pass, Champeau. The bunny, yes. Great setup by Callie Schultz. And once again, Rice free. They've been doubling up on Schwendeman. And Rice sneaking in behind. As you know, when you double team somebody, that means another compadre is open. Champeau again. She's got the mid-range game down pat. 17, but this reminds me of Maya Wilson as Rice scores again down low. That's 3 straight buckets off of back doors. That was a tiny one, but still. But I feel like Lexi Champeau, it reminds me of Maya Wilson last year when I covered Providence and Hill Murray when she had 34, as Callie Schultz streaks her way to the rim. But Champeau, it's like she spun 95 cents after Orono spun $1. 17 points, but her team trailing by a bunch. And a lot of it has to do with the utility and depth and versatility. 3 on the way. It's Prenovo. Push foul on Schwendeman. That's her second.
Mark fouls on 34, Amelia Schwendeman, her second 14th foul. Number 23, CC Connick, returns to Delano. Abbie Moore and Orono.
Schultz thinking about it. Champeau. Here's a 3. Champeau to Pietila. Bullseye. Pietila with the first field goal. And an overthrow by Mya Moore. That will lead to a timeout. Orono calls it. They lead by 18, but Chris Bjerregaard going to regroup his troops after things are looking a little more shaky. 17 for Champeau. Iverson and Pietila chipping in a few more points. Mya Moore with 14, but Orono looking to stave off that upset bid.
When the high school season is over, TSP Television goes on the highlight trail. Our highlight reels provide you with a valuable resource for recruiters and a keepsake of your favorite athlete. To learn more about our highlight reel services, contact us at tsptelevision@gmail.com.
11 minutes on the dot, remaining in the second half. 54-36, Delano trailing by as much as 25. They still have a tall hill to climb. But Lexi Champeau playing a fabulous game so far. The hot hand for the Tigers. Pulls up again. That's her money spot, but can't connect that time. Orono will get possession after bouncing it off of CC Yannick. That was Schwendeman who kept the ball alive. I'll say this about Orono. They have some fine facilities all around. I know Pessinen Stadium quite well. Schwendeman was in a whole lot of trouble just outside the lane. Mya Moore, tried the bounce pass to Allie, and she was a step ahead. But Pessinen Stadium, You can walk right in. You don't have to climb any bleachers to get to your seat. And the activity center as well. Behind us, there's a lounge area. You don't see that often at a high school facility. And Abbie Pietila dances around the picket fence and prances her way in for two. 54-38. Bit of an elbow. We play on. Here's Allie through the hole and in. Her first bucket of the second half, and it could not come at a better time. Two 3A contenders. In the same section, though, and the tough part about all of this, between Benilde St. Margaret's, Delano and Orono, you figured those three teams could be ranked all the way through. Only one will advance to state. 8 to shoot. Schultz hacked. And she'll get the shooting motion. Callie with just 4 points.
Court fouls on 24-11, Rice their third, 50 foul. Number 10, Kelly Schultz from the line, shooting 2. Number 5, 53, and number 14, Aaron Prenovo, returned from the Spartans.
Callie gets the front end to drop, the 5'5" 8th grader. And one of the new faces for the Tigers. Grew up to provide a blueprint for the next generation. Split for Delano. Mya finds a cutting. Prenovo. Prenovo was 16, new season high for number 14. Champeau missed the bunny. Suska catches the rebound. Three-pointer partially deflected. It will stay with Delano. I cannot wait to see Mya's full stat line. We don't have access to live stats like you normally would see at the college level and up, but Mya doing so much for the Orono team. Champeau speeds her way to the lane, but came up a little strong. Mya's got it. The runner, yes. Delano looking for the fast break bucket. Champeau gives it to them. 19 for Champeau. Mya for 3. Off the rim. Prenovo collects the O-board. They feed it inside. This is Evelyn Miller. We haven't called her name. And we won't call her name on the bucket there. Champeau with a season high as well. Her prior mark was 16. But with 8:02 left, it is a matter of time.
Number 21, Penny Iverson. And number 35, Caitlin Nielsen, back for the Tigers.
High-low, a little long. 7:56 left in the first, or second, that is. Allie finds Mya, fakes the 3, and draws the foul. Again, 20 or more in every game this season. 2 30-point games. Setting a standard at Orono that I think will persist for a long time. And you think about all the names that came through about 10 years ago. Danielle Jorgensen, Megan Mandel, Tori Andrew, all 3 of them Division I commits. Mya Moore with the pressure up top. And coming up from behind is Abbie Pietila. They were side by side. Pietila stays upright and will force Orono to run a set. And that was the play Mya had to run. When you're leading the fast break, everyone else is behind you. But Orono still controlling the rebounding game. Abbie Moore's three well offline. Orono can't save it a second time. And Iverson gets out of harm's way. Shampoo. 7 minutes to go, but Delano hasn't really been able to make a serious run, a serious charge, as they still trail by 21. Schwendeman in for Miller. Iverson goes every which way, but could not get the cleanest look. Mya hands it off to Prenovo. And with the two Moore sisters, that's why I often use the first name, because otherwise you wouldn't know who I'm talking about necessarily. Schwendeman out to Allie. Just 6 points for Allie. Mya's got it at the wing. Looking for a passing option, finds Allie. Shot clock winding down. And a foul as players tumble over each other.
Double fouls number 2, Valerie Suska, her third, 14 foul.
Suska picking up her third. Not much there for Schwendeman. They will give the shooting motion to Pietila, so she'll go to the line, but with 6:05 left, I just don't know if time is on Delano's side.
60 foul. 2 shots, number 24, Abbie Pietila.
And getting hit early with that scoring drought did them no favors against an Orono team that functions on multiple levels. But it's a reminder of how much the circumstances change from game to game. Mya Moore delivers another dime for Maren Prenovo. Maren with 19. Matched to season high in the first half, carrying Colin Shampoo. A more quiet second half for the Tigers, but just not much Delano has in their artillery. Again, the combination of length and distance. Mya. Yes! And that will keep her streak of 20-point games active. Again, 20 or more in every game. And it's not just the 20 points she has, it's everything else. Bounce pass, Mya takes a tumble. Orono still has it. They've got the win pretty much secured here with 5:07 to go.
Number 14, Sienna Clare.
And again, every game's different. Delano, they had 5 straight wins, including that victory over Marshall. They beat Prior Lake earlier in the season, a team Orono lost to. But Orono will lay down a convincing win over their section rival, at least in this round. If they meet again in sections, well, that could be a whole different story. Schwendeman contorts her body to convert the layup. a little bit of icing on her cake. Sometimes it's just one big run that decides the game. And in this case, it was a big run for Orono to go up by 25. And Delano just did not have enough of an answer. Pietila. He has a couple of blocks in transition. Of course, they're going to keep scrapping for the reasons I just talked about. These two conceivably could see each other again. It will probably depend on seeding, with Benilde St. Margaret's, Orono, and Delano fighting for the first 3 spots. Save. Abbie, the 3. Long. Loose ball picked up by Pietila, and that is another problem for the Tigers. They've missed a few too many looks down low. They'll have to clean that up. And we know they can. They just beat Marshall 2 days ago. But Delano will probably go to the 3 spot. Abbie Moore scores in the high-low, and Orono will take a timeout, I think, to get their starters out of there. 3:24 left. So this will be a convincing win for Orono, and barring an epic collapse by either Orono or Benilde St. Margaret's, this will likely guarantee Orono at least a 2 seed. Whether or not they get the 1 seed will depend on the conference series with Benilde St. Margaret's. And that won't be concluded until January 29th. Outside of that, they host Alexandria at the start of the calendar year. Alexandria, not quite the same unit they were last year. They clashed up to 4A. They are undefeated, but they don't have that signature win like Orono does. Orono edging Wayzata. They destroyed Totino Grace 92-37. Had that loss to Prior Lake in overtime. And then looking after that, Chanhassen and Waconia could be a couple of sleepers in conference play. Both are in 4A. But so far in the non-conference slate, a close loss to Minnetonka. They beat Wayzata. So 1-1 against the Lake teams. And they'll play Hopkins January 31st. And then end the regular season with a pair of road games at Chanhassen and Waconia. So Orono figures to be well tested. I think a lot of questions, a lot of clarity will come into focus after that first meeting with Benilde St. Margaret's, to say the least. Claire will go to the line, and Mya Moore indeed done for the evening. Well, I thought this game was going to be a lot closer. That Wayzata game, a thrilling finish. But Orono came ready to play, and Delano, like we said, missed a few too many shots. Especially down low. On another night, that could change. And that's why we said, if this is the first of 2 meetings, pay attention to that section meeting, because I don't think it's going to be anything like this first one. And Delano, they took on some top dogs. Benilde St. Margaret's and Hill Murray lost to Chanhassen. So they scheduled pretty tough, as well as they could, considering their membership in the Wright County Conference. I don't think they'll have too much trouble there. And then outside of it, we mentioned Stewartville. That could be another barometer. Stewartville, we'll see them at least once. They're expected to contend again, as Byron and Stewartville will likely duke it out in Section 1-3A. Carly Rouse scoring. Orono has run that play quite well tonight. Those back doors, underneath routes, and their ability to get open from point-blank range and convert, that's the difference. Delano had some chances down low, but had trouble making those shots count. Sienna Claire banks in the triple. And we'll see the deep players come in for Orono. I'll try to get them all for you. Hayden Tyler, Jersey Stubbs, Tatum Ide, Bethany Totman, and Eleanor Canwisher. These are the JV players who will await their turn in future years, whether it's next season or beyond. But one big run for Orono was all the Spartans needed. And everyone erupts in jubilation for Eleanor Canwisher, who sinks the corner three. It's funny how this sport goes sometimes. Orono edges Wayzata, Delano fends off Marshall. You get these two meeting, and Orono is going to put up a runaway win, a coast-to-coast run. Oh! Hayden Tyler had it, the 5'10" 8th grader, but that's okay. She'll have plenty of time to refine that form. Like we said, you're looking at the prospects, the young women who are waiting their turn. Here's a three from the corner. Oh, I see what the problem was. Tyler needed to go from three-point range. Forget the layups, just hit threes. That is Orono's identity. They love to shoot the three ball, and they do it well. They can play the inside game pretty well, too. So, Orono will end the 5-game win streak from Delano and pick up back-to-back wins to go to 6-2 and assert themselves. Again, you have to think this will give them at least a 2 seed in Section 6-3A with the rivalry against Benilde St. Margaret's to decide who gets the one. But tonight, Orono decides this game in a big way. 79-46 the final, a wire-to-wire victory. Champeau season high 19 for the Tigers, and Prenovo season high 19 for the Spartans. We'll try to get a word with a player or two before we wrap it up. This is high school girls basketball. Orono beats Delano 79-46.
Right here at Orono High School.
We're joined by Mya Moore and Marin Prenovo of Orono. Mya, we'll start with you. I guess you took a battle scar tonight, but you just kept on trucking, so a bloody nose isn't going to stop you. So you get hit, you had to go off for a little bit, you come back, and it looked like you were your usual self. So when you have a knock like that, how do you bounce back?
Yeah, I just think once coming back in to bring that same energy that I did at first. So I was just focusing on that and not really worrying about what happened, getting hit in the nose. So yeah.
So what you're telling me is you could lose any kind of limb, you could take a bloody nose, you could have a tooth knocked out, and you'd still go out there and convert some wild and wacky layup.
Yeah, I would try at least.
Well, I'm not going to try that myself. We'd like to keep you in one piece. But speak of that energy, because we talk about your scoring quite a bit. You are the all-time leading scorer here at Orono, but you did just about everything else tonight. Steals, I saw you get a block, you dropped a few dimes. You're everywhere. It's no wonder why you just keep that same energy going. I don't think you care how many appendages get bloodied up. You're ready to go. How do you stay consistent in all facets of the game like that?
Yeah, I think it's important to break the game up, and every time I'm in there, just kind of reset if I think I'm not bringing a lot of energy, just to kind of reset and focus on the things that I can control and contributing as much as I can for the team.
One big run decided it. You were up 37-12 at one point in the first half, and Delano really couldn't answer back. What fueled that run, and how do you think that gave you the energy to score a big section win like this?
I think our defense is a big thing. That's what we work on every time in practice. So really just pressuring the ball, and we were communicating a lot today, and just our defense, I think, turned into a lot of points too. So that was good.
And one woman who helped turn a lot of those defensive stops into points is Mya Moore. Mya, 14 points. You end with a season-high 19. Had a more quiet second half, but that's all right. Your teammates were there to step it up. How often do you practice that three-point shot? Because you were feeling it. I thought you were going to go for maybe 7, 8, 9 tonight.
Every day. Like after practice, during practice, we work on shooting all the time, and that's something I feel really confident in. And my teammates set me up really well.
Do you pattern yourself after any men or women in the professional level in terms of three-point inspiration?
I mean, girls basketball is always on at our house, so like AZ Fudd, Paige Beckers, all those girls are just good role models and something to model my game off of.
Would you take credit for everyone else being able to shoot threes the way you do?
No, everyone puts in their own time. We all work together to do really good.
I'm just saying, Mya hit a three. We even saw Tyler and Canwisher knock down a three at the end of the game. So I think you're not giving yourself enough credit, Mya, and I think your three-point prowess is spreading.
I think it helps when one of us or even two of us make one. It just kind of brings a lot of energy to everyone, and everyone starts to feel a lot more confident in their shot. And so, yeah, if one of us scores, we all get a lot happier.
Well, you must have had a pretty happy game tonight. We all talk about what Mya is able to do. I think Mya, the face of the team, but this is a very deep unit, as we saw tonight. A lot of folks can step up. You get 19 points. What can that do to make Orono so balanced and so effective in so many facets of the game?
I think it can help us a lot, especially in the later parts of the season, just having so many people that can contribute, not just in scoring, but also like rebounding, defense. Everyone plays a big part in this team, and it's fun when everyone gets involved. And
for the two of you, you've already had some wild twists and turns. You got that big win over Wayzata, stumbled a bit against Prior Lake. You have back-to-back wins now, so you've been up top. You've also had some harsh reminders of what it's like to get through the season. So where are you at in December, and where would you like to see yourselves go forward as the season moves along?
Yeah, I think just continuing what we're doing. Defense is the main focus, and just with like Christmas break and everything, that we're still together in the gym practicing and getting better, and then transitioning that into the new year too.
Yeah, I completely agree, and conference starts soon, so it's important to keep putting emphasis on each and every game. I'm not looking too far ahead.
Sound advice. And before we go, you want to say hi to anybody?
Hi, Mom and Dad.
Hi, Grandma, if you're watching.
Well, hi, Mom, hi, Dad, Grandma, and everyone else. And I know your holiday break's coming up, so I hope you enjoy the most out of that. Your last one, Mya, before you go off to Creighton. That holiday break will change a little bit in a year from now, but I'm sure you don't mind. And Mya, thanks for stopping by. I guess we'll see if you can get 20 or more. Maybe go after, the single game three-point record? Mya's got one record, so I think you could get one yourself. Would you agree?
Yes, hopefully.
Well, we'll find out if she does. But either way, great performance. Thanks for stopping by. Congrats on the win, and enjoy the holiday break.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you so much.
Mya Moore and Mya Moore of the Orono Spartans, and that will wrap it up here from Orono. For the rest of our crew, I'm Mike Beaton. Thanks for watching.